All right, young man, I'm going to try to help you a little bit by telling you my story. I have had a girlfriend or a wife since I was 17 years old, 16, 17. I've either had a girlfriend or a wife, steady the whole time. Now, when I was between the ages of 16 and 21, I had a girlfriend, but I'd screw anything that fucking lay down. I was a whore. Lucky I didn't get some kind of disease for real. But that's beside the point. During that period of time, when I was in my early 20s, I had the opportunity to be with at least one woman who really loved me and treated me good. She was beautiful inside and out. Two, actually, but I didn't choose that. That was too easy. They were too good to me. There was not a challenge to it. I needed a challenge. I always take the rocky path. I never take the smooth path. I've always made things harder on myself than I have to. I don't know why. Actually, I do know why. I started getting therapy in 2017. And I got into church. And a big part of the story is when I was 21, no, when I was 19, I got married the first time. And we had a child coming. That's why I got married. It wasn't because I was ready to get married. It's because I had a little boy on the way. Got married. She was kind of a whore too. Really hard to hold. I mean, a wild stallion. But, loved the challenge. Tried it. But she kept fucking around on me, cheating on me. Kept catching her. She wasn't good at it. I went to a party one night. We had one night a week where the guys would go out, the girls would go out separately so that we could have a break from each other. So I go out with my boys and we found a killer cake party, and there's a lot of fine chicks there, and we're having a good time. And I go to use the bathroom, and I see my wife getting double teamed from front and the back in the bed, in the back bedroom. So, needless to say, I packed my shit the next day, went to Clearwater, Florida, stayed about 6 months, came back, filed for divorce, had to pay alimony. She ended up marrying one of my best friends, so I didn't have to pay alimony anymore. But our son ended up getting cancer. He died at the age of 7 from Ewing sarcoma, bone cancer. It's very rare for children to have. And I was really angry. I really was. I was really fucking angry. And I kind of blamed God. It's just stupid, but that's what I did. I was like, why would God take my baby? Why did this happen to me? Why is God punishing me? I'm not a bad person. I didn't do anything. I didn't cheat. I was cool. That first marriage, I was cool. Matter of fact, I ain't never cheated while I was married. I've cheated on girlfriends, but I ain't never cheated on a wife. I really take that shit kind of serious. But he died. She died. Then I married her. Well, I didn't even marry the second girl. The next girl, I was just my girlfriend. But she gave me 2 more boys. They're alive still. But she's dead. So there's 2 of them I buried. Not that I killed them or anything. One of them drank herself to death. The other one did drugs, overdosed. Well, got septic. Killed herself shooting up. However you want to do it. I don't know. I wasn't with her at the time. I'd already left. I don't condone that kind of actions. But the pastor at the facility I was at, where I was getting some help, some therapy, it was a Christian program, and my pastor asked me, he said, well, if you could go back in time, would you not got her pregnant and not had your baby? Would you not have little Bill? Would you rather him not have ever existed? And I said, no, that's crazy. You know, I love my son. I'm just sad that he's gone. I don't wish he was not born. I just wish he was still here. And the pastor explained to me, he said, well, then you owe God an apology because he gave you a perfect little boy who loved you for 7 years, and you got to enjoy his company, and you learned how to be a better man and a father. And instead of appreciating that time you had with him, you hold a resentment towards your maker. And that really hit home with me. And then, during my therapy sessions, I kind of started to understand what was going on in my life. The reason I was always choosing the hardest path to take, making it more challenging for me to succeed in life, in my employment. I had one of the hardest jobs in the United States. I tied steel for over 20 years. 28 years I tied steel, rebar. Stayed bent over 8 hours a day. Packing steel, bent over tying steel. Just insane. An insane way to make money. But I made good money. And I took care of my family. I raised my kids. I raised my boys on my own. I raised my second wife's kids on my own. She was a horrible mother. She's bipolar, crazy as fuck, wild stallion, really challenging. But in 2005, I was injured pretty badly at work. They dropped a bundle of steel on me. Busted my spine, crushed some discs, and cracked a couple of vertebrae in my back. I was damn near paralyzed, but after a lot of physical therapy, I regained the use of my legs and was able to walk again. Held up pretty good. I even went back to tying steel. And then, while I was hurt, while I was going through my recovery, my physical rehabilitation, my second wife left me for an old man. He was like 96 years old, but he's a millionaire. And she did quite well. He passed away and left her a whole lot of money. But then she was out fucking around, getting high, pulled out in front of somebody. They T-boned her in the door. She was in a coma for 6 months. Got brain damage on both sides of her head. She was bipolar before that. Now, I've been taking care of her for like 18 months. And she's lost her fucking mind. And the reason all this has happened is because I don't love myself enough. I think that I do this on purpose because I don't think I deserve to be happy. But I'm about fed up with that because I'm pretty cool for real. I mean, she was horrible to me and I came back and took care of her anyway. And right after she divorced me and she got with that old dude, she got a boob job, cost $10,000. But she was so sore, she couldn't move her arms. And I came down here and took care of her, even wiped her butt. Golly. Then my third wife, she also wild as shit, also a slut. She gets caught banging dope. She's on methamphetamines, crazy as hell. So I sent her off, divorced her, and what do you think the roughest path to take would be? I remarried my second wife. The moral of this story is, take the smooth path. Don't make your life harder than it has to be. It's just stupid. But I can laugh about it now. I got a beautiful daughter who works, and she's successful, she's smart, she's beautiful, and she loves me. I got 2 boys that love me. One's in rehab, one's in jail, about to go to rehab. And it's insane. I mean, I didn't really know how to be a father. I never had one myself. I didn't meet my dad until I was 9 years old. So, and then he had just got out of prison. I only met him once. I was raised in a middle-class family. And I come home from school one day and my mom's like, I'm going to take you to meet your dad. And I'm like, Dad's right there. And she was like, no, Bobby's not your real dad. He's your stepdad. And I'm like, what? I'm a kid. I don't know what the hell's going on. She said, you have a biological father. I'm like, I don't even know what that means. I don't know that they've slept together and had me by having intercourse before she married Bobby. I thought they'd always been married. I didn't know. I was a kid. They'd been married since before I had memories. My first memories was with Mom and Bobby. They got married when I was like 2 years old. So, anyway, she takes me to projects and shows me this muscle-bound, tattooed, just crazy-looking convict. Says, this is your dad. You're even named after him. He's William LeBron Cooper's. You're William LeBron Cooper Jr. I didn't even know that. Everybody called me Billy. Everybody still calls me Billy. But, needless to say, I've had a crazy fucking life. But I brought it all on myself. And I'm not complaining, because I've had a hell of a good time. I have had a hell of a good time. But God knows I could have made it easier on myself. Right now, I'm actually outside my own house, sitting in my car, because my fourth wife, my second wife, whatever you want to call her, is having a bipolar breakdown right now. And she has kept me up until 5:30 in the morning. And everything's going to be all right, though. I mean, she's either going to get some act right in her, or I'm going to have her ass put in a mental hospital. I'll end up with all her shit, and she'll end up I'm fucking meds, sitting in a chair, drooling, looking out the window, I guess. I don't know. I guess the moral of the story is, no matter what path you take, make sure you do it for yourself. And don't even get into a relationship with someone else until you learn to love yourself. Because if you don't love yourself, you can't really love anybody else. That's the moral of the story. Oh, and I'll even put this little bit in there. The 2 women in my life that actually, truly, I believe, love me, I'll tell you their first names. Nah, I shouldn't do that. I'll give you their first initials. The first woman, she was actually a girl. A beautiful girl. And I mean, not only on the outside, but just a good person. And beautiful. Still beautiful. To this day. And I mean, this has been 30 years ago. She was beautiful and she's still beautiful. I mean, hot. Like, I fucked that up. If I had chose her, I'd probably be in a lot better place right now. But, like I said, I always gotta take the rough road. I screwed that relationship up all on my own. Screwing around and shit. Being stupid. Let her go. She loved me good. Made me feel good. Made me want to be a better person. But I screwed it up by being a fucking stupid ass kid. I was in my early 20s. I mean, I didn't have no sense. If I was my age now, if I had this mind in my head, I would have stuck with her because she was perfect. I mean, absolutely perfect. Blonde. Beautiful. Beautiful woman. First initial D. And then the other one's initials J. And that's all I'm giving you out. But I'll tell you this. If there's only two paths to take, be like water, my friend. Take the path of least resistance. Don't struggle and fight up the hill. You don't have to make everything hard on yourself. You can take the easy path. The easy path is actually a lot easier. All right. I think I've tried to do a good thing for the young people in the world. I'll put this out there and let y'all judge it for yourself, but that's what I got. That's what I'm saying. Take it easy on yourself.